What's up, everybody? Bob here from the Book of Games, and I think this might be the best deal in gaming in a while. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this. This is Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with xCloud and an amazing library of games. So I really want to talk about a few things in this video. I want to talk about cloud gaming, and then I want to talk about the unique advantage in the future that I see with xCloud. Now, after this video will be an accompanying video to show you how to set up xCloud on a Windows PC now. So you'll be able to see a kind of a workaround that allows us to use Android, because right now xCloud only runs on Android. So they've grouped it in with their Game Pass app. So it's designed to run on mobile, but if you have a Mac or you have a Windows PC, you can actually get this to run on your Mac or your Windows PC. That's going to be in another video. But in this video, let's talk about the cloud and let's talk about Game Pass. So first of all, what is this Game Pass thing? If you don't know, Microsoft's coming out with these really cool deals through Game Pass that allow you to get access to all their releases, as well as a lot of other approved titles, including The Witcher 3, Control, Fallout 76, because Microsoft owns Bethesda, all the Gears games, Madden, of course, a lot of EA's games. There's a deal going on between Microsoft and EA. So there's a lot of great things you get with Game Pass and a lot of great games. The main two things I'm really interested in here are, one, you've got a library of games and you don't have to buy those games. You are paying monthly to play them. So essentially, those are your games to play as long as you're paying, right? So that's a big win for me, because a lot of these game streaming and subscription services like a GeForce Now or Stadia, and don't get me wrong, actually I'm a big fan of GeForce Now just because of the performance. GeForce Now, for those of you that don't know, allows you to stream games in a browser or using their GeForce Now app. But you have to buy the game, so you're essentially paying for the rig, or what we call in the cloud world the infrastructure that runs your game. So you're not necessarily, you're not getting games with that. You have to buy it. But with Game Pass, you're gonna get xCloud, and by the way, xCloud's in beta right now, and it works pretty good for being in beta. And you get a console and these games, and I'm telling you, it's really cool. So first, let's look at this. All right, I'm gonna scroll down. I'll let you come and check out some of these announcements and some of these the library of games. But I want to show you the price, right? And I want to show you, kind of what to look at from here and how you can view this lens. So you don't get xCloud with any of the other options, like with the PC and the console options. Why would you need the cloud if you have a console already? But if you don't have a console, or you want to move away from the dependence on console, or you want to just game on your phone connecting to a powerful system, you can use Ultimate, which gives you those games that you can either download or use in the cloud, stream from the cloud for $14.99 a month. Now let me just say, try it for a month. This is what I did, because I was looking. I always have, and I'll tell you what my logic is. I always have two games that I want to play next. I'll have it in mind. What do I want to play next when I'm not working, right? One is, The Witcher 3. The other was a game I heard about called Control, right? And then, of course, I was unexpected that I ended up getting into Fallout 76. But I was talking to my buddy about the games, because we love to talk about games. And my buddy, he's part of the Book of Games as well. And he thinks of, he's saying, well, those games, I think I've seen all those on Game Pass. And I was like, what is Game Pass? Because I didn't really know about it, right? I hadn't gamed in a while, and I most certainly hadn't been on Xbox in a while. And so I looked into it, and this really provoked me and encouraged me and inspired me to try to get xCloud working, because all those games I just mentioned, those are on xCloud and you can stream them. So fantastic, right? You don't have to download it. You don't have to wait however long you have to wait to download the 100 gigs or so. You just play. You hit play and it streams. I'm telling you, it does work like that. Again, so let's get into the cloud aspect of this. What is cloud? What is cloud gaming? If you've never heard of it, think Netflix of gaming, where you pay a subscription and you can actually stream games down from the cloud, right? So, you've got a controller, you have an app on your phone or on your computer, and you just pick the game. It doesn't use much of your hardware, meaning it doesn't need this powerful GPU. You could be on a tablet, you could be on a pretty crummy laptop, and you could play, right? You could play The Witcher 3. You could play blockbuster games. And right now, though, xCloud is only supported on Android. So there's an app called Game Pass. Why only Android? Well, it's a good user base to test on and to see if you can get people to adopt it on. Also, Apple and their whole issue with the App Store and in-app transactions, it's a whole legal battle. Look up Fortnite iOS or Fortnite App Store, and Apple lawsuit. You'll find a whole lot of crazy stuff on that. But essentially, Apple is trying to really mandate and control what happens inside of the app on the games or the apps that are sold on the App Store. And a lot of companies are having issues with this, especially game streaming companies, because these game streaming companies are giving the user access to a marketplace off of the App Store. So little big brother there by Apple. So that's why we're going to see these companies start to build what's called a web app. And the web app is essentially an application that you can do all inside of your web browser. So you're in your web browser, you type in a website, I don't know, xCloud.com, whatever it is, and you just play it all there. So they're also looking to bake it into the Xbox app that you download on Windows. So if you have the Xbox app, you can just play it there if you have Ultimate. And this gets me excited because I don't think I'm going to buy a console. I'm gonna experiment, right? I've been experimenting with all these game clouds. So far, GeForce Now has been among my favorite. Second is this xCloud. And again, I'll show you how to do that on Windows Now. But just know that Microsoft doesn't formally support xCloud on PC or xCloud Access on PC, but they've announced, and shout out to Verge and the author of this article for revealing this information. You will be able to do this soon in spring. Microsoft has made an announcement. In spring, you'll be able to use xCloud on Windows. So that's coming. The other thing people ask me about when I brag and talk about this, and trust me, I talk about cloud gaming quite a lot because it excites me. It's one of those things I think is the future for sure, and I'll explain why I think it's the future too. Is when we look at the hardware. So what's in the hardware? And I'll put these links in the description so you can see what this is all about too, and read for yourself. Gather your own interpretation. But essentially, what's happening is Microsoft is leveraging their data centers, their networks, and their cloud infrastructure they have in place already to support businesses and their business clients to now expand to a gaming audience. These are the server blades they have currently on their data centers. And these server blades are actually Xbox One S hardware currently. So you're going to be running Xbox One S hardware, which isn't bad. Let's be real. It's pretty good. Graphics are pretty good. Not as good as Xbox Series X. But that brings me to the next thing here. They have plans to upgrade this. So they're looking to upgrade that server hardware to be Xbox Series X hardware. So you're connecting to Xbox Series X hardware through whatever device you're on, whether it's a smartphone, tablet, PC, or desktop PC, laptop PC, and you're streaming the game and you're playing the game. As long as you have a decent internet connection, you can play the greatest games coming out. So obviously Microsoft's going to invest in this. They see the future of this, and I see the future there too. I think the future of gaming in terms of hardware is in the cloud, just because of where the companies are doing and what some of these companies are starting to build now, right? So why would Microsoft do this? You might wonder, okay, why would anybody ever, come up with this idea? This is ludicrous. I want my hardware with me. Well, bear with me. Think about it like this. When Microsoft is releasing, or Sony, or any of these game console developers are releasing a new console, a new generation of console, they have to prep the console, have to sell it, and then they have to ship it, right? So they have to make deals with retailers, and then they have to, send them out and get them to you, to a store near you. And that's a long process. That's a long, drawn-out process. You can see demand is crazy as of this month. A lot of people are still having trouble getting their hands on an Xbox Series X, right? And so that's kind of frustrating for people. When you could now, just like what's happening, I'll tell you, in business IT, cloud computing is now, if you just pay a subscription, why don't you just log into the website and start playing? I was blown away with GeForce Now when, I heard they had support for Cyberpunk 2077. I said, you know what? I think I'm going to try it on GeForce Now. So I bought it and I started playing it on GeForce Now, and it runs incredible. It's got some of the bugs they talk about, but it's not game-breaking bugs. It's amazing, beautiful game. You run it at max settings. So I think Microsoft is aiming for that with their xCloud. And I honestly think if anybody's going to be able to get this cloud gaming thing off the ground and into the mainstream, it's going to be Xbox and Microsoft, because they got the name, they understand gaming really well, and people trust them. So, they don't have to ship hardware anymore. They just have to get their engineers and their experts in their data centers to just upgrade hardware right in the data center. They don't have to worry about getting it out there. Look at this. They don't have to worry about the hardware malfunctioning. Do you remember back to the Xbox 360 days with the red ring of death? They don't have to worry about this sending back the hardware and all this and that, because they're all the hardware is theirs. You're just paying them on a subscription basis. So to me, people, xCloud is going to be the future of gaming in my mind. I know for many of you, you're scoffing at that. You're saying, what are you talking about, man? I want my PC hardware. I get where you're coming from. PC hardware, I'm there for it. But I think in terms of mainstream gaming, technological capability, Xbox, the xCloud, Xbox is going to the cloud, people, and gaming is too. So I would recommend you at least try it, right? Look at this. I mean, you can get it for $1. Try it, right? Throw it on your phone. Throw it in BlueStacks. And by the way, thanks for watching. In the next video, check out in the tiles above. Click on that, and you'll see how you can set up xCloud on an Android emulator on a Windows or Mac PC if you want to try this on your PC. If you already got an Android, you can try it out right now. So thank you. Have a good one, and keep on gaming.